Hello guys, I am Dhruv Gupta, member of COPS IIT BHU, and today we will be discussing a problem of DP on trees. The name of the problem is distance in tree and it is on Codeforces. So let us first start with the problem statement. The problem says that we are given a tree and an integer k, and we have to find the number of different pair of vertices such that the distance between nodes of the tree or the distance between the vertices is equal to the given k. So here you can look at the constraints like the number of vertices will vary from 1 to 50,000 and the distance will vary from 1 to 500. So let us think how we will solve this problem. Now we will solve this problem with a two-dimensional DP where DP of ij will represent that the pair or the pair that we will take will contain the ith vertex and the distance between that pair will be equal to j. So I will vary from 1 to 50,000, that is I will be the index of that vertex, and j will vary from 1 to k, or j will be the distance between them. So through the constraints, we can see that we can solve this problem with a two-dimensional DP without leading to time limit exceeded. Now let us take a tree, like 1 is connected to 2, 2 is connected to 3, 3 is connected to 4, 4 is connected to 5, 5 is connected to 6, and 4 is connected to 7. So basically 4 has two children, that is 5 and 7. So now let us take I is equal to 4. That is, we have to find the number of pair of vertices such that the distance between them is equal to k, and it will include the fourth vertex. So there are two kinds of possibilities. Like the pair that we will take has 4 as its end vertex. Like the path that the pair of vertices will contain, 4 will be at the end of the path. And the path between two vertices is the number of edges between those vertices. So in this case, like if 4 is the end of the vertex, so we can take the pair 1 comma 4, where 1 is connected to 2, 2 is connected to 3, 3 is connected to 4. So the number of edges is equal to 3 and the distance between 1 and 4 is equal to 3. And the other kind of possibility is that 4 will not be at the end of the path, 4 will be in somewhere in the middle of the path. Like in this case, if we take the distance between 6 and 7, so 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 7, the number of edges between 6 and 7 will be equal to 3, and 4 is not at the end of the path, and the distance is equal to 3. So basically, if we generalize this solution, so if we have the ith vertex, so there is a possibility that the ith vertex is at the end of the path, or there is a possibility that ith vertex will be in somewhere in the middle. So if ith vertex is at the end of the path, we'll take the first case, that is ith vertex is end of the path. So if the ith vertex is end of the path and the path contains k edges, this means all the children of k, this means it has to be that the path will contain a child of k, obviously the child of I, it will contain the child of I, and the path that end on the child of I will contain k minus 1 edges. That is, we will iterate through all the children of the ith vertex and we will add all the answers in which the path to their child will be equal to k minus 1. Or we can say ith vertex dp of I comma k is equal to summation of dp of u k minus 1, where u is the child of the I. That is, we will iterate through all the children of the ith vertex and we will add the summation of dp of children k minus 1. So this will be the first case. The first possibility, if we generalize it, it states that the whole path lies in one of the subtree of the child of the ith vertex. And the second possibility is that like the pair, if the pair of vertices if the pair of vertices contain two vertices, that is we can say a comma b, then a lies in one of the subtree of one of the child of the ith vertex and b lies in the another subtree of another child of the ith vertex. So this is the second possibility. So now let us start with the code of the part. So here is the code that I have written. First, we will take all the input edges. Here G is the adjacency matrix or which contains the edges. So we have taken all the n minus 1 edges and then we have initialized the two-dimensional dp to 0. Then we'll call the DFS function. So what we will do in the DFS function is like we will use and we'll initialize dp of t 0 is equal to 1. That is the path that ends at the tth vertex or that includes the tth vertex with 0 path we'll initialize to 1. So now we'll iterate through all the edges of the vertex through all the children of a particular vertex and then we'll call the DFS. So this is till now it is normal the DFS depth first. such traversal. So we'll now what we'll do is that we will iterate from I is equal to 1, say I is equal to k, and we iterate through all the edges of tree or through all the adjacency of tree, and that if u is not equal to p, where p is the parent of the t, if u is not equal to t, that is we'll traverse through all the children of the vertex t, and dp of ti is plus equal to dp of u I minus 1. That is if path which contains the distance I and ends at the vertex t will be equal to, will be the summation of the path which contains the distance I minus 1 and ends on one of the children of t. This was the first possibility, that is the path ends in the ith vertex, or here in this case the path ends in the tth vertex. That is the whole path lies in the subtree of a particular child of that vertex. Now what we'll do that is that one vertex should lie in the subtree of child of 1, and the other lies in the subtree of the another child. We'll iterate from 1 to k minus 1, and we'll iterate to all the edges or all the childrens of a particular vertex t. If it is not a parent, then we'll calculate dp of ti minus dp of u I minus 1. So if dp of t I minus dp of u I minus 1 means that is if the if till t we have covered the I edges, and we will eliminate the I minus 1 edges of a particular subtree of a child that we are at currently. We will eliminate all the paths that end at t or that include t and have I edges, and whose factor or whose contributing factor was from that particular child. And then we'll calculate the remaining number of edges that we have to calculate in the ll remaining. Ll here stands for long long, and we'll add through all the edges. We will multiply left into du of dp of u remaining. That is, if we take if for the particular child we will take 3 edges from that, then suppose k minus 3 edges we will take from all the childs. So from the remaining childs, the number of ways of finding the k minus 3 edges, we will multiply it. And since we have iterated through all the edges through all the childs, so all the paths will be counted as twice, like a say b and b say a, both will be counted, but we have to count this as one. So we will divide c by 2 and we'll add in the answer. So in this way we will get our final answer. So here, as you can see, in the given test input is 4. So now let me submit this code and check whether it is correct or not. Oh, I have actually submitted it initially. So let me change one thing so that we can check whether it is correct or not. Initialize another variable q is equal to 0. No, accepted. So this was the whole scenario. Okay, so thank you guys.